teeth of the fucking tiger. But that's not what I'm here to talk to you about. I am talking about, of course, Season 4 of Jack Ryan, which is loosely adapted to this book. When I say loosely, I mean real fucking loosely. It's a good thing that they highlighted the Shan State, but it's not a new thing. I mean, we've all known about it forever.
Well, one thing is for sure, there are absolutely no drugs in this part of Burma.
No, none.
Absolutely none. I talk to everybody, and I talk to people involved in the sales and distribution of stationery. I talk to farmers, army people, Colonel Kurtz.
I spoke to Colonel Kurtz. He was in vegetables.
Yeah. So if MI6 talk to us when we get back, we can say, you're looking in the wrong place. Have you seen? Our colleague is not well.
The doofuses on Top Gear were better at this shit. I just want to hammer home this point, and the reason why I'm wearing sunglasses inside. Right here. If you want to kick the tiger in his ass, you'd better have a plan for dealing with his teeth. Season 4 of Jack Ryan on Amazon Prime is just as shit as Season 3. We were desperately hoping that the guy from The Office would make a great kick-ass spy, but it turns out that if he doesn't have a good script in front of him, he's shit. Because everyone else is shit. Because the whole fucking show is shit. Because everything's shit. Because it's all shit. And it's just like, why the fuck is this happening? Who decided to get this fucking, what the fuck happened to this show? And my assumption was bringing in Michael Bay turned it into a Michael Bay fuckfest. But this show didn't really have a whole lot of the same problems that Season 3 had. Season 4's primary problem was its fucking dialogue. The storyline and the plot are actually pretty decent, and they actually fixed a lot of the problems that I had with Season 3. They brought in Ding Chavez, thank God, before they wrapped the entire series. They didn't bring in Dominic Caruso, who's a major part of this book, and the biggest concern that I have with the whole series is that this is supposed to be the show about Jack Ryan, but all of these things happening in the show, in the books, they happen to Jack Ryan Jr. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? You can't just throw money at a problem, Amazon, and expect it to be fixed. It's not fixed, it's not better, it's not good. And it's such a bad show that I thought maybe I can give it the benefit of the doubt because we've got a writer's strike going on. Maybe there was some of that going on in here making the dialogue so bad. And what I did was I went online, all right? I went online and I Googled writer's strike, okay? I Googled it. When did it start? Oh, it started on May 2nd. When did this show drop? The first episode of this show was in June. So obviously, it's not possible for the writer's strike to have had any effect on the terrible dialogue of this show. get a couple of examples here. Where to now? Let me explain that for anyone who hasn't seen the show and isn't worried about the spoilers. The opening scene of this show has a strike team. What I assumed originally to be Rainbow Six, but in this case they are unnamed. And they are invading the home of the Nigerian president to assassinate him. But before they get to his bedroom, the team leader asks over an open comm line, "Where to now?" Are you fucking kidding me? For those of you who don't understand how high-value target assassinations actually work in the real world, the first thing you do is build a mock-up of the house where you're gonna be going, and you know that one of the rooms is probably gonna be his fucking bedroom. You know every statistic about where your target's gonna be. You know where he spends the most time. Even with Abbottabad, we knew where he was gonna fucking be. We'd gone through that fucking compound 100, 200, 300 fucking times before the choppers even left the ground. And you're asking, as a team leader on an assault force taking out a high-value target in a foreign country, representing the best military in the world, organized by the best intelligence agency in the world, where to now? Are you fucking kidding me? And that's just the dialogue in that one scene. Not to mention the fact that they're using a combination of nods and NVGs that don't look like anything that I've ever seen on a fucking strike force. Strike forces have much better gear than the fucking infantry line bullshit that we saw in this. Okay. That part is out of the way, and I'm using that as just a singular example of the incompetence of the writers of this show. What this show is doing is it's catering to a type of person who is both a moron and also slightly intelligent at the same time. And when I say that, most people in the world know what the CIA is. But most people in the world also don't know anything about it. Okay? And what Tom Clancy did is he assumed that his readers were kind of smart. Alright? And he took you through what you didn't know, and he explained it in a way that didn't make you feel dumb. But what this show does is it explains it in a way that does make you feel dumb, and if you already knew it, it makes it feel like bad writing. The drug dealer in the Shan state, pronounced Sean in Britain, says Lagos shipping lanes are closed. He says this over the telephone. Now the problem with this, okay, the problem with that line is that you'd never have this character say those words in that way over a fucking telephone. Because we've got Air Force traps over the fucking Sean. We work Cobra Gold, okay? And Cobra Gold runs Air Force fucking traps over this area. This is not classified. You can fucking Google this shit. We have, and what a trap is is it's a little Air Force plane that flies around and it sends out this fucking listen to all the cell phones happening in this region because we are tracking the activity of this person on our high value target collection information source, all source, whatever. We're getting InfoSec, we're getting OPSEC, you know, all this bullshit that I don't want to explain to you right now, but it's a trap, okay? And it picks up cell phone communication within a 50-mile fucking radius or whatever. It depends on how high the airplane up is, because you send out, it's a cone, you know, radio. Forget all that, okay? The point is, somebody would be listening to his fucking phone. He's one of the highest ranking dons of the biggest fucking drug triad in that region. It's the Golden Triangle. Every intelligence agency in the world has some sort of representative of intelligence collection in this region, and you can fucking guarantee that this guy would not say those words on the telephone. Also, he wouldn't say them at all because it's exposition. It's catering to the moron, and it's making people who know what's actually happening feel like morons. Lago shipping lanes are closed. We already fucking... We can fucking see what's going on, man. Also, the only reason why that line is in the show at all is to say there is a reason why we're filming in Nigeria at all. Meanwhile, they're not filming in Nigeria. Nothing actually important happens in Nigeria. It just happens to be the place where the antagonist is from. And you could have done the whole show without that bit in Nigeria at all. Because, like I say, you didn't have any of the fucking teeth. You only had the tigers. And the teeth in this book are the terrorists. We've already established that Chow Fa doesn't say anything really useful ever for an audience. The only things that he ever says, and I kept track, I could not find a single line of Chow Fa's in this whole show that was not exposition. And that's one of the golden rules of dialogue writing that you should never break. Don't have a character only for exposition. Otherwise, they're called a deus ex machina. And that's exactly what he is, even though he's supposed to be one of the main characters. He originally is the antagonist, and spoiler, he goes to the good side, but he doesn't have any good lines. Another golden rule of dialogue that is broken in this show is basically damn near every character in the show explains their relationship on camera to another character. And that is something that I've only ever seen in like Disney shows and teenage like superhero shows, because they're catering to a younger audience. Good dialogue writing never has that. Ever. And what I mean is, a character says, "Oh, you're my cousin. You are my boss, but you're also my stepbrother." And good dialogue writing on a good television show, sometimes you never know the relationship between two people. That's how good dialogue writing works. Because you can see the relationship between what they do on screen, rather than somebody just blurting out, "Oh, you are my cousin." In improv, we call that pimping the scene. And it's just, I've never seen it done in something that I love. And so I have to say that I hate season 4.